Welcome to the I Love Humans podcast. I am your host, King William Thompson, aka the anti-social people person. And real quick, I just wanted to come back and have a quick discussion about what are the values of the black community. I saw a video on Jubilee's channel recently where Amanda Seales was debating, they said 20 conservatives, which I found interesting because several times during the debate, she said, I'm not a liberal or I'm not a Democrat. She's, what does she say? She's extremist or I forget the term that she used to categorize herself. But in any event, I just found it interesting that she was claiming to be anti the two-party system, but everyone that she was debating was a black conservative. So that builds in the narrative that she takes issue with the views of black conservatives, but not necessarily the views of black liberals. But she's not a liberal. Okay. Let me start off by saying I think Amanda Seales, I think her heart is in a great place. I think she genuinely cares about the plight of black people in America, but I think she would be doing herself a great service by starting her own family, finding herself a husband, maybe having some children. I think it might be a little bit late in the game for that because I think she said she's 44, same age as me. So that ship has probably sailed. However, I believe that if she had those things, it would challenge the way that she views the issues. And what I mean by that is this: most black people in America, I believe, have conservative views. When you get down to the meat and potatoes of what people care about, I don't believe that most black people want the government involved in every aspect of their life, which is a conservative view. I believe that most black people would prefer to have a stable family structure, a strong nuclear family, which in modern day times is a conservative view. I don't believe that most black people are on board with the transgender LTBQ, LTGB, LG, whatever. I don't think most of us are on board with that. That's also a conservative view. I think most black people are relatively religious, which has become a conservative point of view when it comes to the rules that you follow in order to live your life. So if you put aside the systemic issues that we've had in America and you only deal with our views of what society is supposed to look like, the majority of us, I would say, have conservative views. But the point of detachment that we have, or the point of conflict that we have, is the fact that the government has been used against us in America. And in more recent history, it's been at the hands of the Republican Party. But when you look at what we value as a people and what we would like to be rewarded as a people, it's conservatism. It's merit based. We believe in a meritocracy. Most of us don't want something for nothing. But the reason why everybody won't do the things that are necessary to become successful, the people who come from the ghettos of America, is because it doesn't seem like a realistic option for them. They don't see enough people follow these steps and find success, and it's not promoted to them. So those things are discipline, mental and emotional mastery, commitment to something bigger than yourself, making long-term plans and setting long-term and short-term goals. It's the active engagement in the process of becoming what it is that you ultimately want to become. A lot of us, we have a short-sighted view on life. I was one of those people. I was one of those people when I turned 18, it was like, oh shit, I made it to 18. Now what I'm gonna do? Okay, I gotta go get a job now. I gotta figure out life now. Because when you're in the hood, when you're growing up in the ghetto, a lot of young people don't see that far down the line. They don't see too many people who are that far down the line and are successful. Most people, if you're in the hood past a certain age, you're not necessarily doing well. So the young people who are there is like, listen to you for what? I don't want to be you. And then the people who they do want to be like, for the most part, are not accessible. So I say all of that to say this, and it's starting to rain, but I'm not going nowhere. I say all that to say this, man. People like Amanda Seales, who have the level of intelligence and the level of education that she has, I believe that their ability to speak and their nature as a passionate person will be best served in spreading messages that help to uplift the minds of the masses, as opposed to using that energy to fight against something that's not likely to change. Because the bottom line is, America is 400 years old, yo. Officially, the 250th birthday is next year. And it's always been biased against African American people from the very beginning to this very day. And that's not likely to change ever. So instead of us trying to swim upstream, I believe that it's best that we first focus on the things that we have control over. And the things that we have control over begins with our effort every single day. It begins with what we choose to place our focus and attention on every day. It begins with taking advantage of the opportunities that we do have. And we can't do that unless we're looking for those opportunities, right? So the people who tend to win in the system of capitalism are the people who have their eyes open for those opportunities. The ones who are too consumed by being upset with the system being what it is and the system doing what it's always done, those are the ones who don't necessarily find individual success in life. And it's just unfortunate that's what it is. The only way those problems go away is once we change the way that we carry ourselves every day among each other. If we don't get to a point where we see the value in each other and we begin to work together towards common goals, it doesn't matter how upset we get at the system. It doesn't matter how much protesting we do. It doesn't matter how many debates that we have. Nothing is going to change. All right. So I just wanted to drop in and drop that message real quick. And I want to know what y'all think. Am I off base? Should we continue to focus on politics when our household is a mess? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.